Merry Christmas, everybody. It's Old School Nerd. Hi, it's December 25th, 2025. And I thought, what would be the perfect video for Christmas Day? And I thought, you know what? Someone was gracious enough to give me a wonderful gift. So I'm going to re-gift it to all of you. But this is the best re-gift ever. Okay. So I've only known her for like 4 years and I've been following her career. People have asked me many times, when are you going to have a conversation with this artist? And I was like, I don't know. Whenever the label she works with asks me, or if she asks me, I usually don't like to bug people, especially someone that I kind of revere and want to make sure that, I don't do that. I'm not a very pushy kind of person like that. But she reached out to me and she's like, you have followed everything I've posted. You have been selfless in your reactions to all of my projects, the band that I'm in ad infinitum, my projects with Dark Side of the Moon, my collaborations with Feuerschwanz and Camelot. And I met her when she toured with Camelot, singing vocals with them. And she's such an amazing person. And she has some time off. And she reached out to me and she said, hey, you seem to really like the songs from my first ever solo album a lot. Would you be interested in doing an interview about it? And if so, here's a first access to the rest of the album. How do you not say yes? So I did. I listened to the entire album. Wow. The stuff she's released so far is incredible. But there's stuff on this album, you're going to have to get the album, because it's going to be just incredible. Okay, enough stalling. My gift to all of you, which is a gift to myself, my first ever face-to-face interview conversation with the incredible, lovely, loving, caring, selfless person we all know. She really is this nice. Melissa Bonny. Hey everybody, it's Old School Nerd. How long have we known each other, but we've never spoken face to face in an interview?
Oh, we've known each other for years now.
Yeah, we've actually met before we actually had an interview. That's
true.
Yeah. Everybody, that's Melissa Bonny. The Melissa Bonny. Not the imitators. There's only one. You're a very unique person in the realm of music.
Thank you.
In a good way. I mean, believe me, you know that there are ways that you can be famous in music for bad things, but for me, you captivated me because of who you are. And as a person that grew up in the 80s, where everyone, if you see someone, you automatically assume they're this or that or another, you were one of the first people that when I saw them, I was like, what is this? That was, it was Tatiana from Ginger. And then you were the first two vocalists, female vocalists, that had me go, that's coming out of her mouth? Because, okay, I'm old. My age starts with a 5. I grew up in the 80s. So when I grew up, we had Lita Ford, Joan Jett, Pat Benatar, and the band Vixen. The United States really kind of shielded. It was very gatekeeping for women in metal. And if you did, you had a specific role and that was it. You couldn't expand beyond that with creativity. So when I started my YouTube channel, it was because someone said, you are from America. You grew up in a time where music industry said everything an artist could be. But now with YouTube, there's this giant explosion of creativity. Check out these artists. And on the list, of course, was the whole Ginger thing because they were doing something so incredibly unique. And then it was you and Feuerschwanz and Sabaton. And so these things as an American, I had never seen before. I was captivated. Now for you, I was one of the people that first saw you with Ding. I'll admit it. That wasn't because I didn't know who Ad Infinitum was at the time. We discovered them with Versailles right after that, by the way. But to see you in a metal video, not harsh vocal, soulful vocals, an R&B, soulful, jazzy, rich vocal, when in a genre that traditionally for me was we're going operatic or we're going savage or we're belting, but to do something that was soft, comforting, maybe a little sexy, alluring, was like, what is going on? And then you do the harsh vocal and I'm like, okay, subscribe, save, link, must find out more. Now that you understand why you've perplexed me for the last 5 years, could you tell us who Melissa Bonny is as a vocalist? Everyone has these assumptions that you're a metal vocalist. But anyone who's been paying attention in the last year and a half with the new album from Ad Infinitum and now the upcoming album, which you can't see on the screen, but in the overlay, there's your album cover right there. Tell us about Melissa as a vocalist. Would we be surprised?
I mean, I think you guessed it. I listen to a lot of music, not just metal. And I love to find new things to learn from all different genres. And there are a lot of vocalists who inspired me through the years. And I mean, there are lots of metal vocalists, obviously, but there are also lots of pop or rock or punk rock vocalists that really inspire me to push my boundaries and to, learn more stuff so I can tell more stories in more ways. You know what I mean? Like not just having one voice, but having like different nuances, different colors. And I feel like it's still a work in progress because everybody can learn until, the end of their days. But I feel like I would not call myself a metal vocalist, but just a vocalist or a music lover.
I'm glad you said it exactly like that for two reasons. Number one, it's obviously the truth because you're saying it. You can speak for yourself. But other than that is, for me, when you say that I'm a vocalist, that is technically global. There's nothing off the table. Everywhere you go, there's the chance that you can run into something you've never seen from a place you've never heard of, from a style or a culture that's new to you. And you're like, I like that. I can use that in my art because now that I've seen it and I like it, it's now part of my influence. There you go. And by the way, for those who are going to be in the comments right now, stop. I know I have a tendency to ramble, but I'm asking these questions for Melissa for a reason because I have a plan. I took notes and everything. I asked you what kind of vocalist you were for a reason. When you think of the music that you love, that impresses you, you said you don't consider yourself a metal vocalist standard. What are some of the artists, styles of music that growing up and even now really inspire you?
Oh.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, what's your favorite artist growing up and now? That's my fancy way of saying, who'd you like growing up?
Oh, well, I started with wait, I'm just wondering who came first. If it was Britney Spears or if it was Celine Dion. But I had some albums of both.
Those are two wildly different things, by the way.
I know. The thing is, I grew up in the French-speaking part of Switzerland, so Celine Dion was associated with French culture, even though she's Canadian. And so that was the kind of stuff I would hear on the radio and, in the car with my parents. And I mean, she's an amazing vocalist. And then, then you grow up and you get access to, like, there was MTV, and yeah, Britney Spears was one of the, I had posters. We were, I was going to school with with in my backpack with my books, my school books. I had an I think you call this an ordner, like where you have sleeves.
Yeah,
And in those sleeves,
it's an organizer. But,
an organizer.
But we would call it back in the day, if you had one, it was a trapper keeper.
A trapper keeper.
It was you fold it open, and you have all your little folders and your slips, and you could put stickers, and some of them had pop stars.
Yeah, and there you go. I had like in those sleeves, I had some posters of pop stars, and sometimes we would trade during the break, And so I had Britney Spears. I had a few girl bands, probably Spice Girls, then Shakira. So what I'm trying to say is that it was wildly different when I was a child.
Every type of influence. You're talking about one of the GOATs, one of the greatest of all time, pure, clean vocalists from power and enunciation and ability, like Celine Dion from French Canada. Then you have possibly one of the most dynamic performing young ladies for her age, who took the scrutiny and the expectations that Disney would have in Britney Spears, who, by the way, is also from a French place, Louisiana, where I'm from, but I'm more French than she is. And then it's you. So technically everyone's sort of French, but not really. So when you say it develops, you say things like Canada, South Louisiana, Britney Spears, Spice Girls UK, and then Shakira. That's global influences. Now you are a child of the globe. You born in Switzerland, correct? Lived in Dublin, Spain, and now you live in Denmark right now.
Denmark, yeah.
So you are, and your heritage of your family is global as well.
Yeah.
You have history, experience, and I think it kind of shares across everything you do in a little bit, right?
Maybe, yeah. Probably. But it's fun because at some point I discovered I was first confronted, not introduced, but confronted to metal.
I was assaulted.
It's so funny when you think about it, because like it's a friend of mine who just, you have to show first you have to show Nightwish, you have to show Delane, you have to show Camelot and things like this. So that, because those were the ones that introduced me to metal. But no, that person showed me Psychosocial by Slipknot, and I was like, what is this? And that was the first time I heard metal, and I was like, no. But then I got introduced to Nightwish, Delane, Camelot, Lacuna Coil, and so on. And then I came back to Slipknot, and I was like, this is awesome. I cannot believe I didn't like it back then.
You're lucky. And I think it's because growing up being raised in Europe, they have such an open opportunity to experience different types of metal and different genres of metal music. Whereas growing up for me, you only had what was coming out of Hollywood. So it was hair metal, then thrash, then grunge, then pop punk, and then, but it was, you didn't have the opportunity to see the first symphonic metal artist, are you ready? Was Evanescence. Amy Lee, absolutely. For most people in America, believe she was the first woman to sing power vocals or operatic type vocals or symphonic style vocals in metal in the United States. You have people here who still think she was the first one. And I'm like, because I started this YouTube channel, I hate to tell you guys, Europe's been doing it for like 25 years. But America didn't give those bands mainstream exposure. And then so now with the YouTube, America's being introduced to things that Europe has just enjoyed for so long. When you tell someone, oh, Nightwish has been around since, Sabaton has been around since, and they're like, how have I never heard of them? I have no idea. I mean, but we know that based upon YouTube, radio doesn't matter that much here anymore, because the number one mid-major band that sold out all their concerts within an hour was Electric Callboy, who's never been played on US radio ever.
Really?
When you sell out more tickets as a German band that does techno metal because of the crazy videos and hype around YouTube and streaming services, you go to a radio station, a metal rock radio station, and go, yeah, you go and see Electric Callboy, and they're like, who? The band that sold out the 8,000 seat arena across the street. And they're like, I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
You're in radio. What's wrong with you? But America's like that. And because you've been to America a few times, we are very odd with our music. I'll admit it. I'm from here. I'll tell you, we're odd. Just say yes. Nod your head. We're odd.
I mean, I think it's very diverse. It depends who you're talking to.
You were at Louder Than Life, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
So was I.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That concert is such an amalgamation of all types. But if you go to certain places in the country, if you go to Seattle, that's a completely different music vibe. New York, Florida, don't get me started on Texas. You've been there too. So it's like every different part of America is literally going to another country because the culture is so different. So for me, for you to your first love of music were obviously pop, soulful, of course, clear tone contemporary like Celine Dion. To be introduced into metal and then the Savage, and then you realize, oh, there's a place for me there too. What was your first attempt to say, I could do that?
Well, I think I'm trying to remember exactly in which order I discovered harsh vocals. Because you're asking about harsh vocals, right? Or just metal in general?
Metal in general, because I know it's kind of a multi-layer answer because in Europe you can do melodics and be in metal, no problem. I mean, obviously, but I also want to know when you said, how do y'all do that? Because I want to know if I can do that. What was that moment like?
All right, so there were several. The first one was, I was actually, I was making some music with some friends, but just like recording some covers at home. And I wanted to join a band, and I just, for one rehearsal, joined the cover band. And then over the summer, the band we never met again. But then a friend of mine was looking for a singer for his band, and I auditioned. It's pretty much at the same time as I discovered metal, and I was just like, I would like to make more music, and there's an opening here, so let's try. It was folk metal, folk melodic, kind of symphonic. Yeah, it was my first band, even more. And at that time, I had never been in a band, and I thought, yeah, this is pretty cool, and it would be nice to play some concerts, because the only concert I had played before was at school. So, yeah, not exactly the same experience. And so that was when I started doing metal. And what happened was very interesting, because I had never been in a very professional setting, and I mean, what we were doing was at the start very, it was a hobby for everyone. And so we were playing a few shows, and at some point we wanted to record. And there's a guy who came to the studio. Actually, it doesn't really answer your question, but it's a turning point in my career. So I feel like I'm going to mention it anyway.
It's important.
So we wanted to record with this guy, and he came to the rehearsal. And when you're just recording for fun, like covers and singing for your friends and family, people are just like, yeah, that's great. And they don't really have any constructive criticism to say, because they're just happy to hear you, And this person came, and I will remember forever this moment, because he goes, guitarist, good tone, good playing, great. Keyboard, yeah, nice, I liked it, whatever. Drums, very nice, good energy, whatever. I don't remember the exact words, but whatever. Other guitar player, cool, I liked it, whatever. Bass player, nice energy, I don't know. Singer, I was like, he said, you have no technique. You can sing, obviously, but you clearly need to learn the basics of, breathing technique, like all the support and everything that makes you last more than one concert, and that actually defines the voice. Like, because I could sing, I had a good pitch, but I didn't have any breathing support, whatever technique. So you can imagine that I went home crying, but I called a vocal teacher right away, the vocal teacher that I had at school, and he introduced me to the vocal coach who changed my entire technique for the next few years. And I visited her, I don't remember how many times a month, but I think it was a weekly thing where I was going to her and practicing and learning, relearning, and trying to unlearn what I was doing wrong and all that. So that was a really defining moment, and that's the part of my career that changed and forged me for what's now, actually.
The hardest lesson is the most valuable, because even to this day, you now have not only your dream, but it's your life. I mean, it's every aspect of your life. If that person had not come up to there, you probably wouldn't be where you are now.
Exactly.
Your voice is an instrument. People think that these artists get up there and they just pick up a mic and they sing. The vocal cords are probably one of the most precise instruments. They have to be tuned. They have to be cleaned. They have to be taken care of. They have to have the right structure, the technique. It's like the person who plays piano. When you play piano and you don't curl your fingers, and your piano teacher slaps your hand because you don't have your fingers curled, because they're trying to teach you how to play the piano correctly, because they expect you, if you want to do this, you have to do the basics right. When I play hand percussion, the djembe or the cajon, I've seen people that when I teach them, they just want to hit the dang thing as hard as they can. And they don't realize that it's not about how hard you hit it. It's the technique and the cupping and the moving and the how to protect your hands, because you can wind up with arthritis. The voice is the same way. Look at Celine Dion. Could you imagine in the peak of her career to lose your voice and be told by Dr. Kirkham from Dallas, Texas, the preeminent vocal cord surgeon in the world, and say, you're never going to sing again.
Yeah.
This is before Titanic. And she's like devastated. And he goes, but this is the vocal cord physician, rehabilitation physician, who's going to go home with you to Canada. They're going to be with you every day, and we're going to teach you how to build yourself back. That journey for her in her book, 4 or 5 years before she felt comfortable to sing openly without the coach reassuring her. And during her many, many years where you've heard the story of how she doesn't talk when she's not on performance days to protect it. I'm like, that's extreme.
I would never be able to do this.
No, you're like, no. We've seen your social media. You have way too much fun to be a quiet, non-speaking hermit at home when you're not performing. Question about harsh vocal. So that leads us into, okay, so if you're learning proper technique, breathing, taking care of the instrument, the things that make you a better melodic vocalist. When did you first think, that's different, I'm interested in that? And how long did it take you to really realize, and is it really something that you like, or is it something you do because it's part of the art, it's part of the need?
I would not do it if I didn't like it.
Fair. No, it's, I get that.
The moment I decided to learn, it's actually a full circle moment. I discovered Camelot, and there was this song, I think it was Sacrimony, with Alisa White-Glass screaming. And I had heard harsh vocals before, but I just thought she made it sound so cool and so powerful that I needed to learn how to do it. and that was the moment where I decided to start practicing. And then it took me a while to feel comfortable enough to do it on stage or in a studio. I think it's because first of all, I was trying to learn how to create the vocals, the harsh vocals, and I went through I don't know how many dozens of YouTube videos that didn't help me at all until I found the video that really explained me the way I needed to be explained.
Yeah.
And from that moment, I started to practice, and I was going to the rehearsal room on my own. And I first was doing like one word, one sentence. Then I was taking a song and I was doing one sentence, leaving one sentence out, one sentence, leaving one sentence out. Just not to, because it's a different breathing management when you're learning, and especially because you're using a lot of airflow, and until you learn how to really control it. So I feel like it took me probably 2 years of practicing regularly until I felt comfortable with it. Also because there are so many good vocalists out there that I didn't want to arrive with an unfinished product and then be judged for it, even though everybody judges everyone.
They do it anyway.
I mean, they did it anyway. Yeah, definitely. The one of the comments that sticks to my mind from the Rage of Light era was, I think it was like, she sounds like my wife when she's angry at me or something. I was like,
awesome.
Well,
I was going for terrifying. There were some interesting comments, but to be honest, when I read those comments, some of them led me to practice even more, to learn how to give some interesting tones to the harsh vocals and some interesting textures, because it's not just screaming. It's like you're telling a story, and you cannot tell it with just one voice, in my opinion. You say that, and we're not trying to dissuade anyone from trying or learning it, of course, but there are people from a vocal standpoint that are the Eddie Van Halens, the Jimi Hendrix, the Neil Peart on drums of harsh vocaling, because they have the technique down so well. You can tell that they don't just do, I'm going to do rough, harsh versions of my regular voice. They are doing the same thing in a harsh vocal tone that people do in melodics, where they get all these different textures and styles, and they do it in the harsh area. And you're like, okay, that's someone that really is into their craft. They're really good. And it's practice, a lot of effort, a lot of technique. You have to do it right. If you're out there and you're watching this interview, just don't go scream into stuff. Do some research. It's just like anything else. Don't hurt yourself. Melissa knows how to do it right. Like she said, it took you 2 years before you'd even try it in front of people, or before you felt comfortable enough.
Yeah, before I did it on stage, I think.
I think my favorite part
I tried it in the studio a little bit before, but on stage, I think it took me 2 years to feel comfortable.
I enjoy your harsh vocal because it is different than so many.
Thank you.
Do you know what I like about your harsh vocal?
No, tell me.
Good. Here we go. If you're like a Tatiana from Ginger, she can do funk and stylish, and she's all these, but when she goes into her harsh vocal, you're like, that is really way lower in octave than her normal sing. You're like, that is a long leap. Then you have some people that their harsh vocal is a mirror of their melodic tone. Like you said, you don't want to keep it too one-dimensional. You want to do more. Your harsh vocal is a wonderful representation of what is unique about your melodic vocal. You have a very rich, soulful voice in your melodics a lot of time that make it alluring. And the fact that you can take a harsh vocal and smooth it out and make it soulful and harsh, and to add that melodic lift while still trying to be harsh, not a lot of people do or can do, but you've made it your own. to where when someone goes, oh, she's going harsh, so it's time to go. Argh. No, it's not. It's not that at all. She's just, it's, I described it in one of your, in a reaction I did to your song, and I forgot which song it was, but I said, you know what it is? It's almost like when she's singing melodic, it is the conscience on shoulders, the angel and the devil. It's the same voice. It's in your head. It's in your heart. You're feeling it. It's not just harsh to be harsh. It's harsh with purpose, with feeling, whether it be to make you wary or to make you feel pause or to rattle or to, but it's never without purpose. It's not there just to go. It's, it's not the obligatory breakdown. We're not doing it because everyone else is doing it. If it doesn't have a purpose, Melissa's not going to do it. Which we're going to talk about because right now we're about to shift over to what's coming up.
Ooh.
An album is coming out. I don't know if you heard about this. Did you hear about this album? This vocalist. She's from Switzerland, but she lives in Denmark. Super hot husband and dog. Okay. You have an album coming out next year, and you blessed me with the ability to pre-listen to this. I will tell you, I've listened to it way more than I should have. And I skipped the ones that I know. There's a lot of harsh vocal in this, but there's a lot of songs that have none of that.
Oh, yeah. Majority.
Cherry Red Apocalypse. Now, if you're here and you've seen, now, if you haven't seen my reactions, you haven't seen all the stuff she's already released, pause, check the description. If you don't know where to find it, melissabonny.comi.io is a pretty amazing place. That is an amazing link. Everything, I mean, other than your mailing address and what foods you like, it's all there, by the way. Everything is there. So please check that out. It's in the description. But okay. So you started off with I'm a Monster.
Yeah.
And you did a few of these other ones that we've talked about. Snow on Mars is the newest one.
Yes.
Did you purposefully shock the system with your first few releases to remind people, I'm that Melissa Bonny, come into my lair, and now that you're here, I'm going to show you so many things about my vocal you have no idea about? Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, I mean, of course, my goal was to first kind of reassure people that I was not doing something completely different to alienate the whole fan base, that they would still find something that they know of me. But then I wanted to also show something different because there's a reason why I'm not doing this album with Ad Infinitum or The Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah.
But you're not doing this alone. It is a solo album. This is Melissa on an album. It is 100% her voice, her heart, her passion. But you know albums can't be made by yourself. And you brought in the team of people that you love, their family, their friends, their people you trust with your baby, because this is the new baby. Say some of those names, and we already recognize a few of them. So we know Hans is involved.
Yeah, Hans is involved. Corby is involved. Corbinian Benedict.
Great name, by
Morton.
The way. Best name ever.
Morton. Wait, I need to go in the right order because I don't want to forget anyone. So The core team was, of course, Morton on drums, Corby on bass. Then we have Vikram, who did the production and many of the instruments on the album, and Jacob, who recorded, mixed, mastered, and also produced. And then I wanted to bring in some guests, and you know, not just guests, but more like some friends, because this is an album that is special to me, and I wanted to feel like home. So the only exception is you, Umehara, who I knew. We knew each other from social media, but we had never collaborated before, and we've never met actually. I asked her to join me on Snakebite because I wanted some Japanese vocals, and I love what she does, and she's a great vocalist, and I thought I'm just gonna ask her. The others are all people I know or I've worked with or toured with before. So Fabienne Ernie from Elevati and Illumishade, Adrian Cohen from Seven Spires, also Avantasia Masters of Ceremony, Jonas Wolf from Elevati and Illumishade, Hans Platz from Feuerschwanz, Dark Side of the Moon, Adrian Tessenfitz from Ad Infinitum. Am I forgetting anyone?
No,
I don't think so.
That's the
I think
list.
I have everyone.
Pretty sure that's the list.
I hope so.
All the videos it does. Look, it's basically anyone who's made a positive effort, and there's so many other ones as well, but the people that are trusted with your heart helped you make this, and you can tell that there's people that really they're not gonna phone this in. This work is really and I do want to talk about some of these songs. Some of the ones that some of them have may not heard. We're not giving out any spoilers, so forget that, because I don't know when this video is coming out. Melissa and I, we haven't decided when this is coming out. She's going to let me know when this comes out. And that's, if you're seeing it, Melissa said it was okay. Okay. And the reason why I asked, remember when I said I had a plan?
Yes.
Here we go.
All right.
I sit through this album, and as I go through, I start to feel a 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 12-year-old, 14-year-old Melissa listening to music and going, one day I'm going to make a song and this artist will inspire me to make this song on my first solo album. Yeah. That's what I'm seeing. Now, I don't know if some of these people you trust kind of brought some of these vibes because they like those vibes and they think that they compliment you, or if these were like, I want that because it's in my heart. For instance, Devil on My Tongue.
I think that I kind of told people what I had in mind when I sent them the songs, but also I chose a specific person for a specific job because I know that was right up their alley. So perfect. That's my
Okay, Devil on My Tongue. I'm a child of the 80s. Grew up with that American rock. I love rock and roll, Joan Jett, radio rock, just badass woman in a world of men. When I heard it, I went, oh my. Okay. Teeth of My Thieves. Okay. When I heard, so you went to Louder Than Life in Kentucky just a few months ago. This was at the end of the summer. Hottest music festival for no reason. But anyway, I was there on Thursday. You were there that week with your friends having a wonderful time. And I'm thinking, in the heart of Countryville, USA, is she going to make a song that has kind of a little bit of a country roll? It's not a country song. Calm down, everybody. Stop. I'm just saying there were elements of it that had kind of that arrangement that kind of felt a little, little.
It's so funny. You're the first person who makes this this connection, and I see it.
This is what I do. Besides the stupid jokes, the rambling, the nonstop talking, and the ability to not pay attention to lyrics, I'm an arrangement guy. So when I listen to arrangement as a percussionist, I hear things, and I'm super old, Melissa. I'm old enough to be your father. And I'm not kidding. So when I say that, I'm like, I hear things that remind me of things that I love. It's really hard to be a hardcore metal band that does thrash and not do something from Pantera that you love and me not hear it, because we all know if you're doing thrash and hardcore, eventually you will play something they did because they're the godfathers of it. So it's the same thing for me with your stuff. I'm going to hear things. Teeth of My Thieves. Who did that guitar solo? Was that Adrian or was that Hans? Who did the guitar solo in that?
It's actually Jonas.
Okay, so let Hans and Adrian know probably the best guitar solo on the album was not one of them. They need to step their game up. Amazing guitar solo on that song. It was so beautiful,
It
so
is.
awesome.
It is so good, and I know that he's very proud of it. So I just hope that everyone will go listen to it.
Oh, they
because
will.
it's really good.
I'm
It's
gonna
a
make
really
them
good
do
solo.
that. Highs and
Yes.
lows.
Oh yeah,
Okay, are you ready?
yeah.
Best bass line. Best
Oh.
bass line groove on the album.
Yeah.
Talking to you, Corby. But that intro,
Oh yeah.
I'm going to say a name, and if you hear it, and if I'm right, just smile and nod.
Tell me.
You may not even be thinking this, but go back and listen. You could be like, oh crap, he's right. Eric Clapton.
Oh.
You look wonderful tonight.
Okay, I will listen.
Go listen, and if you hear it, you'll be like, damn it, it's just that smooth. It is so smooth in that guitar, that canter in the intro. I'm just like, where is it going? And then it didn't end there. It went really dynamic after, and I was like, but that intro kind of. This album takes you places you're not expecting, which I love. I love being surprised.
Yeah.
Spellbound.
Ooh.
Spellbound is probably the best build up to a live performance vibe. The energy, if you play it live, that's the one that the crowd is going to have motions to, interactions to. That is probably the most intense connection vibe just from a song. I could see you on stage, I could see a crowd, and that will be a connection song.
I hope so. Yeah.
Okay. Cherry Red Apocalypse.
Yes.
Are you planning on releasing that song? Not sure.
So yes, but I've always been a little nervous, especially because it's the title track, and the way it went is like I had lyrics, and the lyrics of the chorus contained Cherry Red Apocalypse, and I was like, this is such a cool title, so I named the song after it, and I was like, no, this is such a cool title, and I named the album after it.
Okay, you may
But
need to.
it's not. It's like it's the very different song. So I'm expecting that people will be like, "Oh, it's a title track, therefore we
I'm
need to
about to
listen to
read
it."
the
And I'm like,
notes. Do you even want to know?
"Go ahead."
Most appealing song for all audiences on an anthem level that will reach more people who are not metal than anything previous. Probably the most unashamed pop vibe, but a song of the heart.
Don't make me cry. We're good.
I
We're
literally
doing
wrote
good.
that. I didn't make that up. Because I'm listening to the song. Okay, when I asked you what are your influences in music, other than just metal, if you sit down and you listen to this album, it's going to take you on a life journey because we're complex people. If you loved just metal music, there's a lot of songs on here that would keep people by surprise. However, with the changes with Ad Infinitum and the changes with some of your collaborations and the unique stuff you put out, it's like you were testing the waters to see if everyone knows you as this thing. But to introduce to them, I'm a multifaceted diamond. If you don't have multifacets, you know what you are? You're a piece of glass. If
That's a
you
nice
have
one.
facets, you're a reflection of all the different angles, all the different designs, all the different possibilities. This album does that. Now that
Thank
no
you.
more crying. No more crying. Okay. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Do you know who my favorite artist album of all time is actually an album by Kenny Loggins. He is known for making Footloose and Danger Zone and all these pop rock anthems from the 80s. People don't realize he's an incredible folk singer. One of the most incredible folk singers of my life. And he introduced me to the djembe when I was 8 years old. I've been playing it since.
Oh wow.
Oh no
Oh no.
has that Footloose moment in it where I feel like we're all going to start dancing together in sequence. What are you trying to do to me? And when I saw it, I went, oh no. So
I see it. I see.
It's got that guitar to down. You're like, wait a minute. What? Why? Who? Why are my feet moving? Why can't I stop? It's, oh no, I'm dancing for no reason. Okay. So I say that and you're like, okay. By the way, all this is doing is making people go, I must now see this album. I must now hear it because this stuff is what? What is Melissa doing? What is under the hat? Oh. Crazier stuff than what Hans has under his. Okay. Okay. Two of them, I'm going to say them together. Afterglow.
Ooh.
And I Don't Like You. Okay. Those songs have a very similar influence in them. They sound very similar in a certain theming. Is there any particular band from the 2000s that you really love and you haven't told anybody you love? Because these two songs could literally be on that band's next album.
Okay, so Afterglow was inspired by Fall Out Boy. And actually, I was listening to their latest album and to probably a few of their hits. And I was like, I need a song like this on this album. I just, it's the kind of songs that I love to sing. And I'm like, I want one. I want to have one so I can sing it on stage.
Fall Out Boy is the American version of Electric Callboy.
Oh,
because they are a style, but when you hear them, you just want to have energy, and their unique way of putting something out is so different. And they were one of those bands that it was pop punk. It was that SoCal vibe, but they were not from California. So they're just doing it, whatever. We'll just do whatever we want. And they were the first band that made me go, what is a genre?
Yeah.
And I don't have to
and
sit
that's
in a
the
box.
thing, that's the thing that I love. It's like, for me, you mentioned Fall Out Boy with this question, and I will mention as well Muse, for example.
That off count. That's what caught it, was the off count and the rhythm.
And but everything they're doing, like they go from a song like The Will of the People, which is very heavy, and then you listen to let's say a song like Madness, or like they go in so many different places, but they do it so well because it feels so honest. And it's the same with Fall Out Boy and with the band that inspired I Don't Like You.
Oh, wait.
Do you know which one?
Okay. Because of your voice matching another female's voice, I heard Paramore in there.
Oh my God, yes, it is.
Okay. Paramore, but with a pure 80s vibe.
It's the After Laughter era. Yeah.
So I found both of those unique styles in those two songs that when I thought, I heard Fall Out Boy, but with I Don't Like You and Afterglow, because you're a female vocalist, you don't really sound like the lead singer of Fall Out Boy. I kind of go into that Haley vibe because your inflections on because you're not being sustained, you're doing more turn-ups and little quips and little pops. That is Haley's style.
Yeah.
I started hearing it going, is Melissa Bonny a closet Paramore lover? By the way, it's not closeted. You love all music, so it's not not a hidden thing. Everyone kind of knows.
No.
But it's so funky. It's so
great. That was the one song where I really went like, do we put this on the album? Because I'm just not sure. And everybody who was asked was like, yes, you put it on the album. And then I was just like, all right. And then a few of my friends heard the album, and a few of them were like, this is my favorite song. I was like, that's not what I expected.
I Don't Like You is one of my favorite songs.
No.
It's also my daughter, Caroline, who we've spoken about, who Phoebe and yours, Dark Side of the Moon. That song is still to this day her favorite song. It's the song that inspires her. She listens to that song on earbuds before she goes and does a speech tournament where she has to speak in front of people because
Oh,
it pumps
wow.
her up like she can do anything. That's what
Wow.
the song's for. But this
That's
one
great.
really captured. She was like, oh, because my kid was born in the wrong decade. She should have been
Right.
born about 10, 15 years ago because my kid loves Paramore,
Oh.
but loves Tragic Kingdom more than anything from No Doubt. She was born in the wrong time. She is an OG retro girl, but that's why I love her because she loves that kind of stuff. She loved that song more than anything.
Right.
I said that was one of my favorite songs. We have one more to talk about.
Wait. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. We have a couple more, so I'm
Well,
curious.
no, well, the ones that I hadn't heard before.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there is one,
So yeah.
and it's the
Mama,
one that
let me go.
I'll have questions about, but
Yeah.
I don't want to poke.
Okay.
Mama, Let Me Go.
Yes.
That was a very emotional song
Yeah.
that had me going. Well, it was reflective to me because my mother and I were close at the same time we're not. My mother and I's dynamic is very unique because my
Yeah.
mother was a college professor and it's always about achieving and it was more a teacher versus the dynamic of the parental loving mom kind of vibe. So when I'm listening to your song and I'm just like, why am I self-reflecting so hard right now? Okay. Because I can't put what I heard in there onto what's going on. What I don't need to know the special story if there's something special about it that doesn't need to be said, but is this a personal song or is this
Oh
something
yeah.
that's just a part of all of us?
Oh no, it's and we can talk about it. It was inspired by the very moment where I left home when I decided to just leave my job, leave Switzerland actually to be a professional musician, and I can still picture both my parents at the door saying goodbye and me trying not to cry, and that's what inspired the song. And it's a very very strong memory. And it's a very emotional song to me, especially because, well, my dad passed away a couple of months ago. So it's even more meaningful now with this in mind.
Were your parents supportive of you pursuing
Yeah.
music? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because when the song had me thinking that it was one of those things where you were trying to tell your mom that this is your journey, but
So
they were
it was a bit
it wasn't
like
like
this.
that.
No, to be honest, it was a bit like this because they were like, okay, we understand what you're trying to do, but are you sure? Because they had been putting me on the path. When I told them first that I wanted to be a singer, which was when I was, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7, they said, yeah, okay, but maybe you can choose a real job. Not with those words, but like they wanted security for me. And when I told them that I was going to leave my steady job in an office, I was working in a business school. It was a good job. But I was just not happy. And I told them that I was going to leave. And they were like, a little bit like, we love you, we support you, but are you really sure?
Yeah, my
I was like,
daughter's also very, very talented and she's
Yeah.
all these things. And you're like, what is she going to be? And she looks at me and goes, no, I'm going to study biomechanical engineering and genetic research.
Good.
I'm like, anyway, like, okay.
That's cool.
It's like, okay. And she goes, oh, and I'm also going to act on the side.
Oh, wow,
She goes,
cool.
and she's telling me, but I got to get my degrees first. I'm like, if you want to, yeah, I don't exactly have to parent that hard. Is there anything else about the album that we need to be prepared for that I didn't cover on this review? Because then I have 3 questions before you leave, and then you have to leave. So, because
Yeah,
you have things to do.
Just because you're mentioning, I just wanted to reflect on one thing that I had never done before during the recording of this album is singing in French.
Yes.
And that was a lot harder than I thought, actually, because I'm not used to writing in French, and I'm not really used to speaking in French anymore. So I I had a lot of doubts. Like, does it sound good? Does it sound stupid?
I'm 100% Cajun French, and I can't speak it, but I can't understand it. So I get it. It's just, you don't want to do it wrong.
No, exactly. Especially because there's a French-speaking audience that will hear it, and especially, you know, my friends and family. So I was just like, okay, I'm trying to write in a way that I've never written before, sing in a way that I've never sung before, and try to make it sound like it's a walk in the park.
The first question of the three before you leave, because we're coming up on an hour, and we said but yeah. Time flies when you're connecting with someone's music and they're like, how do you hear that? Crescent Moon Interlude, question number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the best singer and why is it? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. No. For those who do not know, that is the collaboration between Adrian Cohen, Fabi Ernie, and you, 3 amazing storytellers vocally. And I just did the one question no one's allowed to ask. That's just a dumb question to ask. You don't do that because, you know, it's like saying it's not cool, you know. But how is it to make that? Because that is such a unique, to put those 3 people. You've already done work with Fabian, and I know you know Adrian quite well. What was that like to make that? And how'd y'all pull that off? Did y'all do that remotely, or were y'all all together to do that?
We did it. Yeah, we did it remotely. And the thing is, I wanted to create an interlude in this album to have a bit of a breather and something different than just music. And I was inspired actually by an interlude that I heard on an Ariana Grande album where I think it was her grandmother speaking. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. I want something like this, especially to introduce the song Spellbound. And you can hear in the interlude that there's some vocals and some music that introduce already Spellbound. And I had the idea to have Adrian and Fabian because simply, you know, I had already lots of friends on the album. And I was like, I really want them as well. And it just makes sense to have a conversation, like a deep conversation about what music means to musicians and about, you know, changing your life to pursue something like this. And I felt like we 3 and many others understand this so well that it would make so much sense. So I just asked them and they were up for it and we did it. And then I had a second thought. I was like, oh shit, I think people will expect a song.
While y'all are here, can we sing some stuff? I mean, it wasn't like that. Okay. Fabi would have been like, and Adrian would have been like this. Because that's Adrian. I can't tell if she's happy or not. I met her and she's so sweet. She's so humble. For someone who's so scary, she can, when she's on stage, she's just.
She is powerful, and there's power in her calmness as well.
When she's still, you're like, she's one of those people that it's, how do you say it? The thing is, are you mad at me? No. Well, the way you're looking at me, and she's like, I'm not looking at you in any way. I said, I know, but just your regular look looks as though things could happen to the world. She just she has that presence. A lot of people don't have that presence, but she does, and it's, you know, that's why we love her so much. But okay, are there any other songs on the list that we haven't talked about that you want to say something special about real quick? Because I do have 2 questions before you leave.
No, you can ask your questions. It's
Are you sure? Okay.
You lead the dance.
These are not my questions. The first question comes from my community. I asked them to send me a list of questions because I told them I was talking to you.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. It's a 2-part. And it's not really, you should already be prepared for this because I asked Hans this and he should have warned you, but knowing him, he didn't. What is the one thing you have to have when you go on the road from home and there's no way you're leaving it at home? Like if you forget it, you have to go back home and get this because you cannot go on the road without
my
this
passport.
one thing. Come on. You can't, that's like Han saying my in-ears, my guitars. Nope.
Okay, so you want an interesting answer, not the logical one.
Yeah, the logical.
Snacks. I make sure I shop the day before for some snacks. I guess that would be my answer.
Do you have a very strict diet when you're on the road?
No, that's the thing. In order to stay healthy and to give my body some fuel to fight any like cold or whatever that's gonna be turning like
the tour flu.
Yeah, the tour flu.
Yeah.
I try to eat as much as I can and need, and I try to eat as many healthy things as I can, like healthy meals. But I also have I love snacks.
you have to you can't go insane.
No, and the thing is, you don't always get very balanced meals on tour. So sometimes it's very like, after the show you're hungry, there's some chips. Well, it happens.
But you do have to take care of yourself like anything else. There are certain things you can eat that could, absolutely. Okay, so now we know. Snacks. The most important thing to Melissa on the road is snacks. You see how silly you sound now?
Yeah, maybe that was not the best answer.
Well, the next time we talk, come up with a better one. I'll ask the same question and you'll know. Okay, final question, the most important. It doesn't come from me. It comes from someone else.
Oh!
Okay. So Chewy wants to know, in your home,
yes,
who's mama's favorite boy? Who's mama's favorite human? Is it Kona or is it your hot husband?
Oh.
Who comes first?
Okay. I think for me, it's Morten. If you ask Kona, it's Morten. If you ask Morten, I don't know.
Told you. See? I told you stop shaking. It's not that bad. Chewy, it's going to be okay. So when I tell you you're not the center of the universe, even in Melissa's home, you're not the center of the universe. See how that works? You're a dog. He doesn't believe you. He doesn't want to listen to you. That's not true. Because everyone knows that in our house, first.
He's the favorite boy.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. I go to kiss my wife at night. He'll come up to me and he'll do this.
Oh, yeah. So Kona is the same. She
wedges?
So she demands. If we're hugging or whatever, she's gonna jump and be like, "What about me?"
Okay, Chewy's a little bit worse. Chewy, if I kiss my wife on the cheek or I touch her or if I lean on her, especially if I lean on her, he will wedge between us, put his paw on my face, go away, Dad. And then he will smell. If I'm on her, he has to lick me off of her. It's weird. It's a little odd. I used to have a dog. Then I met my wife and I don't have a dog anymore. Even throughout anything. So coming up, you said you're done for the touring for the year, to wrap up.
Yeah.
January 23rd, 2026. The best place to find and pre-order the album is going to be melissabonny.komi.io. Would that be the best place?
They will find, they will find the link for both European and rest of the world shop. So they can go there and then it leads them to my official website. And on the website, you can choose where you're ordering from.
Which is melissabonny.com.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty easy too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're done with touring. Does Morten have any touring coming up for the rest of the year, or is he done for the year?
No,
as well?
we're both off duty for the rest of the year. Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be so nice for Christmas.
Yeah.
Some quiet time at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't get a lot of that. Y'all work really hard.
No. I think it's the first time in many years where we have such a long time before we go back on tour. So it's very, very nice.
Well, that's a blessing for sure. Okay, everyone, it's Melissa Bonny. Thank you so much for spending time
Thank you for having me. It really means a lot.
I was so pumped when you said you were going to create this album, and it's beyond what I expected. And I know that you've been very humble about it, but everything that's occurred, all of the selling out of your first print of vinyls, and you're like, I have no vinyls, I have to print more. We call that earned. You've earned that.
Thank you.
And
thank you so much.
So many people have believed in you because people keep asking you to do these collaborations and do tour support and help us out with this, and then all the different programs you do. And apparently your parents were right. They supported you when you left Switzerland, and they made the right choice for sure. Thank you so much. And if there's anything you need, if there's anything coming up, you know where you can find me, and all of us. My community is also your community, which also happens to be Tori React's community. We're all in the same boat. It's all the same people. So when and if you talk to Tori, tell her I said hi. And then we're going to talk about you behind your back.
I will talk to her soon.
Oh, yeah. The funny thing about it was that's the joke that we tell each other. Is Melissa coming to meet you, or is she coming to meet me? When we all met in Houston, and then when you stepped out and said, "Yeah, I'm here to meet one of my Patreons," we were like, "Oh
no,
that's a joke. That's a joke. I'm just making a joke." And yeah. So awesome. Thank you so much. Happy holidays. Give your hot husband, I keep saying it's so much fun, your hot husband a hug. Love on that dog, and we'll see you on January the 23rd.
Thank you so much for having me. It really means a lot that you're supporting this, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. So thank you.
And I didn't irritate you.
No.
She's never said I've irritated her, but I have a tendency to be a lot.
And maybe one day we make Kona and Chewy meet.
I don't know if we want to do that. Chewy's not really a dog. I've seen your post of Kona. That looks like a dog that if he's in the wild or outdoors could be a survivor. Chewy can't walk outside to use the bathroom and not almost die. Oh, that is literally useless. Completely useless. All right. Have a wonderful holidays. Thank you very much, Melissa.
You too. Have a good holiday.
Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. Also, if you want to subscribe, right over there. A big thank you to all my Patreons out there for everything you do. And if you want more content like this, check them out above. Remember, love one another, take care of each other. We're all stuck on this mud ball together. We'll see you later.